And I've not cleaned it, so I'm just doing a stream of cleaning my house. So now it's like another cleaning him.
He made an instant impact, and they get the VAR check. It was a haphazard attempt at clearing the ball away.
Talk about this having a nightmare. It does feel like he's offside, but I think we're going to need the machine to determine if that's the case. Sometimes the angles of the cameras, of course, are deceiving, but it seems like he's offside.
The goal appears not to stand. That saves Tommy Stolen's blushes. We'll still have the VAR check. Espanola felt they've been hard done by VAR this season.
Yeah, I think he's telling the team to be stronger in defence. There was a couple of players, one who put the cross with the goal scorer, that was disallowed, who were on their own inside the box. More energy is needed, so kick care of Diego.
Roberto Fernandez will come on, as will Ramon Terrats. Well, Adrian Pedrosa, former Espanyol player, is going to be introduced for Elche. Other player who makes way, contribution from him today. Continues this purple patch of the season. His part in both of the Espanyol goals.
Yeah, Terrats can also find a good pass. But he needs to be strong in defence as well. Perhaps his weakness.
To the right hand side. A heavy hit that goes behind. There have been plenty of calls for Roberto Fernandez to feature from the start today. Mauro Gonzalez's confidence in Kike Garcia pays dividends as he scored the first goal, but Roberto Fernandez on for a 15-minute or so cameo.
That was very tight from offside. Very tight.
A card given there for the foul. It's by Roberto Fernandez, his first contribution since coming on. Is to pick up the yellow card. So an arm over the shoulder of David Affengruber.
One of the biggest investments of Espanyol in recent years. Roberto Fernandez, he's still got to convert his attitude and hard work to more goals. I think he's on the verge of becoming the kind of striker that Espanyol needs.
Ivan Dimitrovic watches it out. No problem. Los Pericos goalkeeper. Mallorca and Levante below them. So Oviedo around there as well. It's tough at the bottom. Several other sides on the periphery of the relegation battle just managed to put together a couple of victories which have lifted them clear. Girona, for example, a couple of months ago, finally finding some form. They play Celta Vigo tonight in the late kick-off in the Liga Sports. Al-Hilali is not happy with something. He continues to argue with Aguado, and Rafa Mir also makes his feelings known. Cabrera's had just about enough of it.
I'm not sure if it's been an action or something that's been said, but something that Omar Al-Hilali is feeling very, very strong about. Went straight to the referee.
His body language didn't seem to signify much. He wasn't gesticulating that there was an elbow or a grab. Rafamir back across to the scene of any crime. To talk to or at Al-Hilali again.
The referee is trying to mediate. Has heard Omar is talking to Rafamir. Play continues. Yes, I was afraid of, or at least I was thinking that perhaps this was what happened. No incident happened on the pitch. Omar has heard something that Rafamir has said. Rafamir denies it, but of course it is a pause. We've seen the referee crossing their arms with a racist insult that Omar has said, and that Rafamir may have said, according to Mark. What I was worrying is that the referee didn't take that decision of actually pausing the game. Now he's explained to the, as the protocol dictates, he's explained to the managers what has happened. If this continues, the game can be then not only suspended for longer, but then he has to be spoke to through the speakers to the fans what's happening. But he's applied the first part of the protocol, and Omar seems happy with it, so do the managers and the referee, of course.
After that pause in play, we've got 10 minutes to go here.
And did you see that? Rafamir says something to Omar with his hand into his mouth. And then, of course, Rafamir can say that Omar didn't hear what he thought he heard. While Omar points out at something of racist nature.
Too clearly from that replay, perhaps holding his arm up, his hand up to his mouth
He was covering his
shout
mouth.
it.
Rafamir was covering his mouth to say something to Omar.
But certainly the reaction from Omar Al-Hilali immediately over to the referee. And we did have a couple of his teammates in the vicinity as well who would have heard that. More on that in a moment, but now Espanyol on the attack. It's on the left-hand side, Jofre Carreras has a little look up, cuts that back, there's the strike. This time, the post is not favourable to Espanyol. Denied by it with that strike from Ramon Terraz. It was cut back by Jofre Carreras. Little stutter step from him rather than going for goal by himself.
Yeah, Roberto, you could have crossed the ball too, but I think it was a good decision as Terraz had space and time to actually hit the ball, but post. That hit.
Twice Espanyol have scored today with the strike going in off the woodwork. Denied on this occasion, but they still lead the way.
And now, of course, as part of the protocol, that first phase of the protocol, the headship communicates through the speakers that no race of any kind, no discriminatory language should be applied by anybody. Unfortunately, and this happens very often, the tribalism that is in football, it has happened on the ground of the one that's been accused of racist attack or abuse, and of course the fans all they can think is that one of theirs has been attacked and they defend themselves with whistles. Still a lot to learn from these situations.
Connected on the near side by Elche. Delivery through was no great shakes. Romero. Once again, it's Joffrey Carreras on the left-hand side. Couldn't get the better of the opposition defender. This is where things get dangerous for Espanyol because Elche will break here. But from El Hilali initially. The cross is still made by Pedrosa. Well caught by Dimitrovic.
I feel that sometimes the style that Elche puts in practice requires mental calmness, requires thinking, requires heart, and of course feet, energy. All of that is necessary for Elche to play well. If something distracts them or takes them off course, then to actually rebuild it takes much longer than, for instance, what Espanyol is trying to do, which is in a way simpler. So since the game was paused, Espanyol have proven to be more adequate to the circumstances, football circumstances, and they feel much more in control of matters, while Elche have lost their ability to attack in the way they were doing just the previous 20 minutes before the pause.
Carlos opens this up to the right-hand side. A couple of players have made a move towards the back post. That's slightly too high for one of those runners, Diangana. And there's the header that has to be tipped over by Dimitrovic. Reflex save to deny Rafa Mir from Marko Dimitrovic. And it was dipping underneath the crossbar. Corner of the game. There's a half-hearted appeal for handball. As Elche go upfield. Right for the ball across there, and it isn't met by Tyrese Dolan. Tried to duck his head. Bring that under control. Let's another look at the handball appeal. It does hit the wrist of Romero. There is the argument that that is an unnatural position. And the referee is seemingly going to have a look. A consultation with VAR. Well, the thorn in Espanyol's side this season has been VAR decisions and late goals conceded. It could be a combination of those two factors in just a moment.
So if you are subscribe, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe you know something watch. So if you can subscribe or you talk to subscribe. And I always find something wrong.
weekend when they took the scalp of Real Madrid at El Sadar. Their manager, Alessio Ligi, has been trying to bring them back down to earth since then. We need to approach this game as if we've lost our last three.
You can really see your phone. 1,000 subscribers. Guys, ngikhohlwa subscribe to the channel. Yeah, look, I'm about to end the live, so ngikhohlwa subscribe to the channel. We have just reached 1K subscribers, and bengeke kube possible if bengasingini. So yeah, ngibonga kubantu abasubscribile to the channel. They are basically my family members. So if you subscribe or subscribe, please subscribe to the channel and make sure to join the live every morning, afternoon, and maybe probably at night. So namuhla I'll do another stream for Real Madrid versus Getafe. So I think we book the game level because it will be a big game at the Santiago Bernabeu, of which Real Madrid is one of my favorite teams. It's one of my favorite teams. I love watching Real Madrid. So yeah. So we have reached 1,000 subscribers right now. We have reached 1,000 subscribers, 1K subs. So for me, my goal by before this year ends, I want to reach 10,000 subscribers. Before this year ends, I want to reach 10,000 subscribers. But for now, let's say before March ends, let's reach 2,000 subscribers, 2K subs. Thank you guys. Join me and subscribe. Ciao.